live behind the liquor store off the I-35 Interchange Highway, whatever the fuck there he says every week. It's time again for a couple of cold ones this week with Corey and Cyrus.
Hey, at least the acronym still works.
It does, and it's so delicious. Man, so Carlisle could not be here tonight. He said something came up, and I respect
I'm sure
that.
He's actually attending the Academy Awards.
Yeah, he was there. You know, his buddy Will Smith's mother's next cousin, brother, invited him to come there. And, sure. You know, because he's friends with them. No, actually, something I think came up of urgency tonight. And he didn't even watch the Academy Awards because he was busy taking care of something. So
oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think he was busy ignoring the fact that the Hurt Locker won everything.
In ignorance is bliss.
Exactly. He didn't want to hear that shit. You know, he didn't like that movie at all. He hated that movie. But I decided to have you come on tonight because you ain't doing shit. You don't ever do anything on a Sunday night.
I'm not. I got no Sunday life. It's true. I got no Sunday game at all.
Actually, you and I have been recording all night. I've seen more of you on a Sunday than I think I've seen you ever.
Yeah, and that's uncommon, really. On Sundays, I usually crawl deep inside the hole and just sit and shake in fear of the upcoming Monday.
Damn, what hole are you crawling into? Whose hole are you crawling into?
That's none of your business.
Yeah, we recorded tonight for probably a little over 4 hours, man, because we did our live, live, what was it, Academy Award listening party?
Academy Award. Yeah, now I know how y'all feel when you do the Let's Do This. Jesus.
I know, man. I never got up from that seat. I sat down in that fucking seat for 4 hours, and ass cheeks just like totally like imprinted on this seat now. I've never sat in this seat so long, I think, like this. I mean, even when we do Let's Do This, I get up and take a piss every now and then. I held that shit for the whole Academy Awards. Cause in between,
you had to, because... Yeah, we were taking calls. So.
Yeah, because in between we were taking calls, so I didn't get up and go anywhere. Man, what the hell was Leon smacking on during that time?
Oh, he was eating sushi.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, he was eating sushi. I was like, because at first he was good about like moving the thing away, but you saw him tonight. All right, Leon, first off, was like more tired than I've seen him in a long time, and that's saying something because that guy gets no sleep as it is.
Yeah.
But he did staple all weekend along with me, along with all the other shit he has to do on a regular basis anyway, like getting up early for. So yeah, by the end of the night when we were recording stuff at your place, he was just like, I mean, he was running on the fumes of fumes.
Do you remember that time I told you? I said, man, look at him. He almost fell over in his chair because he was falling asleep.
Oh yeah.
I felt so sorry for him, man. We hadn't even recorded yet. We hadn't even started because we had to do some reviews tonight. And yeah, Leon was so tired. I thought we were going to have to catch him. Actually, I was the one sitting up there waiting for him to fall out of his seat. I was hoping you catch him because I was just going to laugh. I just wanted to see him hit the ground.
Man,
that's funny.
I love him. He's one of my best friends, but yeah, I kind of wanted to see him fall.
I wanted to see his ass fall right out that chair, just bam, hit the ground. He was eating tonight. See, the thing is, when Leon's eating, everybody doesn't know. When he loves something, like when he's eating and he really enjoys it, he will just smack out loud like nobody else is around.
Yes, he will. No napkin or nothing.
Yeah, he is like the most polite, gentle guy you'll ever meet, but he doesn't give a shit if he's eating something that's good. When he's around there, lips just greasy. I mean, he could be eating something like crackers. And for some reason, he gets grease on his lips when he's eating that. I don't know where it comes from. But yeah, so that must have been some good sushi that you had over there then, because he was chowing down.
It wasn't mine. That's just his thing, man. He goes to like H-E-B, our local grocery chain, just pick up one of those little prepackaged sushi things. He's always eating that stuff. I don't know why he likes sushi so much, but damn.
Sushi's good, man. I love it. I love sushi, and we both go out and get sushi sometime. I didn't know he was so into the H-E-B sushi. I mean,
he'll eat it from anywhere. It doesn't matter. He'll get like Six Flags sushi.
Yeah, he'll put a sardine on a Ritz cracker and call that a sushi roll.
Sure, why not? Sprinkle some rice on that bitch.
Yeah, a little bit of rice, and he's going to town with that. But yeah, that guy, I got to give him a lot of credit for like hanging with us that whole 4 hours, man. I don't know how he did it, because when I saw how tired he was, I would have gladly have told him like, hey man, you just come in for a little bit and then go home. But
I gotta tell you, man, he was up through the whole thing, the whole festival thing, staple thing, and then I know he got up early this morning, like I did, because there was this. I don't know if you heard about this or not, but Amazon.com made a huge screw up this morning.
He told me about that.
Yeah, where they accidentally took most of their like giant size, like omnibuses and Ultimate Edition graphic novel hardbacks, and priced them at like $8, $14, and this is like $100 books we're talking about.
Yeah,
here.
these are hardback bound books. I mean, you think they're comics? No, they are books. I mean, they got the nice hardback covers, and I know how much those go for. I've got people have given me some for Christmas, and they're really nice and expensive gifts. And he told me that they were selling for $8, but the thing is, he said it was a glitch, and they had to come back and tell people like that was a mistake, so it actually cost this much. But they haven't like told anybody that they weren't going to ship their stuff yet, right?
No, apparently, from what I'm hearing, is if you were one of the people who ordered it within like a half hour after they made the change, which a lot of people did because they were just, they had static pages sitting there and they went ahead and ordered it for that price in theory, but they didn't really get it. But then they got a polite note saying, I don't think you really want to order it for this more expensive price. You didn't get the deal. But if you ordered it before they made that change, which I did, then no note from Amazon and you get your dirt cheap stuff.
I was about to say, because knowing your comic book loving ass, you bought about $800 worth of stuff before they told you that it wasn't changed. I mean, or that's how much it really costs. Because it was about $8 a book, right? You said?
Yeah, it's somewhere 8, somewhere about 14. But honestly, I just came from fucking Staple, dude. I just spent a bunch of money. I was like, yeah, I can afford to spend about $50, which of course with what I actually got is more like $400 worth of stuff, but still.
Oh man, yeah. If you don't know what Staple is, folks out there, it is a local, I guess, is it a comic book?
Yeah, it's
convention.
Yeah, they call it Independent Media Expo, but it's mainly comics.
Yeah, and a lot of it is independent comics, and they had that going on this weekend, and we know the guy that runs it, guy named Chris. I don't know if we want to say his
Nicholas.
last name. Okay, Chris Nicholas. Yeah, Uncle Staple is what everybody calls him. So
Uncle Staple, and you were there.
Yeah,
and you were drizunk.
I showed up to the convention drunk. I walked in there. I was like, I'm about to get all fucked up before I go in there. Before I have to hang out with all these crazy ass nerds. And I walked in there, and the first thing I told Leon was like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I'm fucked up." And I was so nervous because it was the cutest thing, man. It was this little 18-year-old girl who just moved to Austin not too long ago from Colorado, and she was our biggest fan that whole time. I mean, she was reacting to us like chicks used to like react to the Beatles. I mean, she took her panties off and threw them at my face. She was so
well, she had like 8 pairs of panties on.
Yeah, she just kept taking them off when one of us would show up. Oh, it's you! Wait a minute, hold on, let me take this shit off. Yay!
No, yeah. She was seriously. She wasn't even shy. She was like, because there were other people who came by the table who were like, hey, I really like your show. And they grabbed like a postcard that we had and run off real quick. And then like she comes right up. She's like, oh God, I'm going to hang out here and watch everything you guys do. And she was like, kept coming and like hugging all of us and everything. And we're like, okay, she's cool. What can I tell you? We like her. She's like cute little chick hugging on all of us, telling us we're wonderful.
Yeah.
Drawing us pictures. Shit, man. Do you want a job, Diane?
I don't know what kind of job we're talking about, but I definitely have an opening for her somewhere. Just, hey, can you put on this lingerie and just bring me drinks all day?
That's what I'm talking about.
Bring me
Isn't
my
that what
snacks.
we've been working towards?
Yeah, shit. Where the bikini chicks bringing us like our lunch during the day or something, And I think she'd do it too, because she was so into what we were doing. I mean, really, when I walked up, she really was like trembling, She was like, oh God, okay, another spill person. Oh God, I thought she was having like an orgasm on herself. I just stood there and looked at her. I told her, you scaring the shit out of me right now.
You know what? I chose to believe she was having an orgasm.
I do too. In my mind, I don't care what she said. She had an orgasm. Shit felt good when she saw us. Oh wow.
Well, she's 18, so minimum wage is to be expected.
Yeah, we can we could have her make shoes for us. Put it to work. Put it in.
I just want she can massage my feet. I don't need new shoes.
I want her to show me some shoes. Put it to work like those poor kids in those third world countries. Here at the Spill Shoe Factory. Put her ass to work. Oh man, but yeah, it was a good time, man. And that party that we had that night over for Staple, the after party.
Yeah.
That was really great. And that one I showed up really messed up because we have a Spill member here in town. Hey Brett, say hey. All right, yeah, I got Brett dressed up in lingerie bringing me drinks all day, so that's how I got drunk. But no, Brett was here, and then my friend Samuel came in, which is
Sammy. Jeez, I haven't seen him in forever.
Sammy's one of those big dudes, big Puerto Rican guy, big ass dude who has that soft Tyson voice.
Yeah, he is he's a gentle giant.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Now he talks just like that. He called me up because Brett heard him on the phone because he was like, Cody, hey, I'm going to be in town. I'd like to hang out with you if you don't mind. And Brett was over here laughing. I told Brett, like, man, that motherfucker's big, all right? You ain't going to be laughing when he comes around. Yeah, he came in and hanging out with those two guys, man. So we went out and got sushi ourselves and got drunk. So by the time we showed up at Staple, I was gone, man.
You were, man. When we saw you later that night, you just didn't give a shit. We were like, you were killing me. I wanted to follow you around and record you surreptitiously because you were cracking everybody up. One point, we're all sitting there talking, and you're like, just get along. And our friend Antonio pipes up for a second. You go, shut the hell up. Nobody cares what you have to say.
That's right. I did do that. I felt bad. I pulled him aside and said, man, I'm sorry. I told him I was like, man, I'm fucked up. I say a lot of shit. I think I don't know what I did. I went home. I had that feeling where when I got up in the morning, I was like, fuck, what did I do? Because I remember talking to like a few of you, the people who were in Leog, like a couple of the girls. And I was just like, I wonder if I said some crazy shit to them to piss them off. Cause I know I always do that. I don't know what I did, but oh well. Let me go ahead and start typing my email apology right now. Just, like a form letter, ready to send that shit out. I am sorry for my actions last night. I did not know what I was doing.
Well, like an alcoholic waits and builds up like years worth of like things and then goes out and makes amends. You're not an alcoholic because you do it every time the next day after you get drunk. I'm sorry. Don't know really what I did, but I'm sure it was regretted.
Yeah, I just apologize anyway. You didn't do anything last night. You were really cool. Really? Okay, well I'm sorry anyway for future reference. But yeah, it was a great time. I had fun hanging out with you guys. I really did. It was I wish that thing would happen more often. But hey, you know what? We got our own festival coming around, and just to give people some updates, the June. It was called Spill.con officially now. Spill.con.
Okay, we are going with that then.
Yes,
okay.
That's what it's called, Spill.con. We are working on the microsite to let everybody know what's happening. Going to have the P.O. box for people to send their entries to for the Spill Film Festival, which we will all be judging on that Saturday, the 26th, June 26th. People already got tickets coming into town. They don't even know what's happening. But we already have one venue already bought out, I believe, a place called Aces Lounge. So that's going to be for our opening party that night. And then the next night, I think we're going to have it at a place called Mohawk, and that's going to be the big party. We haven't quite secured our guest yet, but we are working on it very heavily, especially with South by Southwest giving us some access to those people. So we will have something right after South by Southwest to tell you, and that's when we'll start really giving people the concrete plans of what's going to happen. I'm going to try to stretch it out to 3 days. I'd like to see what ideas you guys have if you'd like to do something. So.
Yeah, we'll definitely have something put together. I guarantee you. The league are already, barking up my tree on this one. Like, come on, what are we doing? I was like, I don't know. What do you guys want to do? We don't know. We're drunk.
Yeah, I was telling them last night. They had some ideas. I just tell them to let me know because I just need to start putting these plans together. So things will be fun. Things are going to be real fun. I'm really excited about the films that people are making. I hear about now. People are actually starting to start their movies for the film.
What is
the
it?
film festival.
Do they have to be about us or something?
Yes. Yes, they
really?
do. They have to be 5 minutes or less, and it has to be about the Spill crew. It could be all of us or just one of us, but it has to be about us some kind of way. It could be any kind of format. Animation, live action. I always tell people sock puppets, so I'm looking for that one sock puppet movie to come through. So
that's what we're building to the next phase of Spill, where instead of cartoons, it'll be all sock puppets.
Old nasty draws and sock puppets. Yeah. So yeah, that Saturday should be pretty cool, man. We're going to do a panel, and then we're going to do the film festival, and that night we're going to have our big party. So it should be a lot of fun.
I loved the last two Spill parties, and they were, the first one was great. The second one was even greater. It was like, damn, this is amazing. I can only imagine what this year is going to be like. But I got to tell you, folks, we were just talking about Corey getting drunk and being fun to be around and saying non sequitur weird stuff. If you come, you're going to see that. Just telling you now. And it's so worth it. Because, Corey is not like the league and I, like getting drunk every week, ridiculously and acting like idiots. You're only every once in a while do you get that heroic drunk, and it's a thing of beauty. It's something to be admired.
Yeah, I think I'm becoming like to control it a little better. That's funny I should say that. I know now I can be drunk off my ass, and I know now when to like kind of pull back. I know now I can feel it. I was like, you're about to do something stupid. You've already done enough stupid things. Do not go there. So yeah, I'm controlling my drunk power.
And you do have a power when you're drunk.
So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. That's June 25th through right now. I'm going to say speculatively. God damn it, I can't say it. Speculatively. To the 27th, which the 27th is on a Sunday. I know some people are going to stay later, and stay later. Get to know the city if you haven't been here before. Make a good vacation out of it, because some people stayed last year, and there was only a handful of people that were able to stay. And we actually hung out. I took them around and we did some things. I don't know what we're going to be able to do this year, because we're trying to anticipate 400 to 600 people. So
wow.
So and that's not, and people think that that's bad, but over 3 days it's not bad, and we will make it fun for people. It's gonna be cool. Tickets are gonna go for probably about $34 to $35. I haven't decided about that $1 mark yet. Should I go 34, 35? I don't know, but it's gonna be somewhere around there. So it's not gonna be that bad for 3 days worth of activities. There'll be food and drinks served at these places, and we'll have an hour, a window of time where that stuff is complimentary. It's brought to you, it's free. So yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm looking forward to meeting not only the people I've already hung out with at previous parties, but hopefully a whole new bunch of people who've heard how much fun they are in the past and managed to make it out this time.
Yeah, I am too. So there you go. Start planning right now. It's going to happen. We got the budget for it. I'm starting to make arrangements with hotels to try to get good rates for people. So yeah, so people get ready, because we're about to conquer this goddamn world. So man, let's go ahead and get into the top 5, brought to you by Spill.
The top 5 movies, because the money that they made always reflects the quality of the films.
Always, without a doubt. Just money just says quality every time, especially from Hollywood.
Yeah,
they don't make some bad shit.
Yeah, they wouldn't lie to us.
No, hell no. Santos is calling me. You remember Santos?
Santos is calling you?
Yeah, he wants to talk about villains. He wants to have this one conversation about villains. I don't know why. He's like, because I don't even remember what he's talking about. He's like, can we have that conversation about villains you said you and I would have a long time ago? And I'm like, I don't know.
And you give out your phone number to everybody. I swear to God, even my mom doesn't have my phone number.
I just don't like talking on the phone. It's not that I'm giving people my phone number. People track me down on Skype, and it hasn't gotten bad or anything. I mean, I just forget to hide my Skype name sometimes, and I just let it out there. Nobody's really bothering me. Everybody's really respectful. Everybody knows I'm busy. In fact, people will just fuck with me a little bit. They're like, "Hey, guess who's fucking with Corey while he's busy right now?" And I'm just like, So whatever. But yeah, it's yeah, he was mad tonight about Hurt Locker winning. He didn't like that shit.
Really?
Yeah, he was the one that called in at the end. Have you noticed anything on the internet yet of people getting upset?
Yeah, a lot of people were getting pissed off, but it's gonna be a month of whining and whinging about this. I swear to God, at least just get ready for it now. I'm telling you, it's no offense if I don't respond to your aren't you mad or aren't you happy comments, because really it's just the Oscars. It doesn't mean shit.
Yeah. As we can tell from Sandra Bullock winning Best Actress tonight. But hey, we'll talk about all that a little bit later. Right now, let's go through the movies that have made up the top 5. And since Carlisle's not here, we're going to have to hear your angelic, sweet, melodic voice tonight, Cyrus.
Oh, God, I got to sing after being on the podcast for 4 hours earlier.
Hey, you had an hour to get it all together. You had an hour to to warm up. La 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 me 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 me. See, that was pretty. 5. Oh, so beautiful, so lovely. I love it. Right now, I'm just taking off my jeans and getting down on your voice. Now, let's see. Number 5 is Avatar. which
Avatar is still number 5.
is still, and so far it has been in the top 5 for like 12 weeks now, or something like that. Yeah, it's been in there, man. Yeah, so this has been in there for 12 weeks. Avatar within the top 5, and right now it's number 5, so that means it's probably on its way out. This week it brought in $7.7 million this weekend, I should say, and that has brought its tally up to a trillion, billion, gazillion, quadrillion dollars. No, I think it's $720.2 million.
Now, someone was telling me that it has in fact become the number 1 film, even with inflation. Is that true?
With inflation, I don't think so. I think that still goes to Gone with the Wind. No, it's because it wasn't even like, I don't even think it was like in the top 5 of movies when you figured it in with inflation. Really? Yeah. So I don't know.
Okay. Because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, the thing is, I loved Avatar. I did. Flat out loved it. I admit it's got problems. I admit the story's kind of weak. But, really, it's an event film. How many event films, how many summer films traditionally have you gone, well, the best thing about this is the story?
Yeah, I'm not complaining that much about the movie. The only time I made a big deal out of it is when they were talking about the Oscars. But really, the story didn't bug me. I just said it wasn't that strong, but I still enjoyed the movie a lot.
Yeah.
The movie's a lot of fun, and it's a movie that lives up to its hype. I mean, it was great 3D. The special effects were somewhat very groundbreaking and, needless to say, very impressive. So yeah. I have no complaints about that movie. And I think I was trying to look at the worldwide number, but yeah, I think it's the first movie here domestically to cross that 700 million mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It deserves to make lots of money. I'm glad it did, I mean, some people, and you also, it's got that whole like lashback before it even came out thing, it's like, oh, I'm going to hate it. Fuck you. I'm going to hate it. I already decided I did. And there's those people who decide they're going to hate it just because it costs so much money, as if like he was just taking money away from like lower class Americans and burning it in front of them or something because it costs so much. Like, have you seen this type of attitude? $500 million. I'm not going to watch that shit. That's fucked up. That shit costs $500 million. Well, folks, like it made so much money for the American economy. I mean, come on. It's like making money worldwide. All that money's coming back to America. It made money for America. I wouldn't be surprised if they said Avatar fixed the budget.
Yeah, I think James Cameron is going to buy America after this. We're going
the Republicans are going to say, when next year the budget's balanced and we're not in debt anymore, the Republicans are just going to say, it wasn't Obama, it was Cameron.
It was James Cameron. He fucked it all up. I told you. But I see what you mean about that, though, because some people are still out there having this attitude of like, I've heard some people actually say, fuck James Cameron. He got too much money. I hate Avatar. Have you seen Avatar? No. I'm not going to say he ain't getting my money. He got too much money.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I mean, people are just, I'm envious of James Cameron. Who wouldn't be sitting up here being like, yeah, damn, I wish I had James Cameron's money. There's points where in the middle of the day, I say to myself, fuck James Cameron because he got too much money. But it ain't going to make me hate the movie,
But these same people aren't like, not driving to work because they're like, man, fuck those oil companies. They got too much money. I'm going to ride my bike. and not like a commercial bike either. I made one myself. I'm not giving my money to Schwinn. Fuck those people. They got too much money as it is.
Yes.
I'm growing my own food. I'm not going to get food from the grocery store. Shit, there's grocery stores everywhere, rich motherfuckers.
I know, Walmart. Fuck Walmart. They got too much money. I don't buy it. You know what? To hell with that toilet paper company that makes a lot of money. I'm going to wipe my ass with my hand from now on.
I'm going to wipe my ass with my cat.
The savings are going to come back to me. I might have a shitty hand, but you know what? I'm saving money. So, if you want to know, I think Avatar, right now is adjusted for inflation is number 14 in all-time domestic grosses for the all-time movies, all-time budgets for film. Oh, what am I talking? I'm sorry, box office for movies.
It's at 6?
14.
14, okay.
Yeah,
that's still
14.
pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, it is. And it still hasn't beat Titanic, I think. Titanic is number 6. If I'm looking at the right list. I don't know if it's been updated or not yet, but that's what I see right now. Somebody feel free to correct me on that if that's the case. But yeah, that's what it looks like.
Man, it's still in theaters, so who knows, man? Shit.
And a lot of people don't know this. I mean, everybody knows Gone with the Wind is the first one. A few people know that. Well, everybody knows Gone with the Wind is number one as far as box office of all time adjusted for inflation. A lot of people know that Star Wars is number two. A lot of people do not know that The Sound of Music is number three. Adjusted for inflation, that is the highest grossing movie of all time.
Wow.
And the number three spot.
The hills are alive with the sound of cha-ching.
Money, yeah. E.T. is number 4. 10 Commandments is number 5. And I just go down the list. Titanic is number 6. Jaws is 7. Dr. Zhivago is 8. The Exorcist, wow, I didn't even know that. The Exorcist is 9. And a lot of people do know that Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is number 10. Oh, and here's something here. 101 Dalmatians.
Really? Not the remake, I assume.
No, the 1961 101 Dalmatians is number 11 for highest grossing movies of all time, adjusted for inflation. It beat Empire Strikes Back.
Wow.
So, yeah, who would have known?
Which is 12, I guess?
Yes, it's number 12. Ben-Hur is number 13, and then number 14 is Avatar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, James Cameron is so good at making money. I wouldn't be surprised if, in 2 weeks when it's finally starting to drop out of the theaters completely, he announces they're reissuing it with 15 more minutes of footage, and they make like $7 billion more dollars.
Yeah, no, if he's, which I'm not gonna say he's not smart. I'm gonna say if he's smart, which he is. I mean, the guy's made tons of money. He's business smart and artistically smart. And the guy's a genius. But I'm gonna say it anyway. If he's smart, he won't pull some George Lucas shit where he's always like changing this shit up. All right, he'll leave it alone and go on to the next best thing. If anything, he'll make a sequel. All right, so.
Yeah, when they have said that they definitely want to make a sequel. In fact, a trilogy. So.
Oh, so they want him to do that whole trilogy thing. Okay.
Yeah. Do Ava 2.
You couldn't help it, could you?
Huh?
After you said you couldn't help it, could you?
Yeah,
Ava 2.
It's Ava 2 and Ava 3.
Ava 2, the squeakquel. So let's go to number 4, and number 4 is
4 banana cream pie.
Oh boy, that shit! I used to love that on Sesame Street when that guy, because a lot of kids don't remember this. So you might look it up, but on Sesame Street they used to have this segment where they teach kids how to count, and at the end of every segment they'd have this chef up on some steps, and at the top he'd be like 4 banana cream pie. And for some reason he just collapsed and just fall, go down the steps, and you could hear him too. Oh fuck, shit, dog! Oh Lord, please help me! Oh God, my back! Oh God!
See, I think that was originally from a Marx Brothers movie, though, right?
Oh, it was?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it's originally from a Marx Brothers film where there was like 10 banana cream pies, and then giant food fight ensued.
Okay, except this guy had a food fight with himself and ended up on the ground having like a compound fracture in his leg and shit, crying, and then be like, "That's the song of 4." And we're looking at this guy paralyzed from the waist down, laughing at him and shit. Oh, that silly baker.
So he'll never walk again.
Yeah, the next week they show him in a wheelchair at the top of the steps. 5 custard cream, and the wheelchair just goes down. Oh, not again! Oh gosh! And next week he comes back and he's like, he can't even talk. He's like, what's his name? Who was in the wheelchair, spoke with the
Captain Pike?
No,
Star Trek?
No, the one that wrote the book about the universe and everything.
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking, yeah, he's like 6 banana cream, 6 banana cream, like oh. So anyway, number 4 is Cop Out. That movie that we hated so much. Yeah, number 4. And the movie, let me see, how's it doing here? Number 4, it has made so far. Okay, this weekend it brought in $9.1 million. It has grossed so far $32.4 million. The movie cost $30 million to make, so they made somewhat of a profit here, which means on DVD they'll do fine. And so, hey,
America, you suck.
Yeah, thanks a lot. You just gave us fucking Cop Out too, you motherfuckers out there. How dare you? Wish somebody push your ass down some steps.
So I appreciate the facts like you folks like Kevin Smith. Okay, fine. I don't particularly like his his entries in film as of late, but you do. Okay, sure. But this is not really a Kevin Smith film. Even Kevin Smith isn't defending this film. Clue in here.
Is he
Okay?
not? Is he coming out and apologizing for yet another fucking movie?
Well, he didn't go so far as to apologize, but he was just here in town recently doing another evening with Kevin Smith tour. I was actually supposed to go and then I couldn't go, but two of the league members got my tickets, so they were happy about that. And they said that he wouldn't actually apologize as such, but in not so many words he was doing that.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that because, like we always say, you and I both, he's a great speaker. He's a real smart guy. I love hearing him talk. But
Yeah.
these movies, man, and I was like, he apologized for Mallrats at one time, then he apologized for Jersey Girl, which he's still apologizing for and making jokes. And I'm just kind of like, man, how many movies you gonna fucking apologize for that you make? Just either slow down, just don't make the shit. If that's the case, if you gotta apologize for all these movies,
Stop making shitty movies, and then you don't have to apologize,
Yeah.
and then we don't have to get gradually more pissed at you and stop seeing your movies.
I'm sorry, America. I'm sorry I made that. Quit making bad movies and do something that you don't feel bad about. All right, so let's go to number 3, which is Shutter Island. $13.3 million has so far brought in $95.8 million. It cost
Wow.
$80 million to make, so movie is doing very well. Yeah, I think for like 2 weeks, it's been out for 3 weeks. I think for 2 weeks it was number 1. And so it's been finally dropped down to number 3. So yeah, that movie's doing pretty well. The more I think about the movie, I agree with you. I was like, hey, it's ridiculous, some of the stuff, and it makes sense. I've heard if you've read the book. Have you read the book?
I have not. Harris from the League is a big fan of the author, who also wrote Gone Baby Gone and
River's Edge.
no, Mystic River.
Mystic River, that's the one. Yeah.
Dennis Lehane, that's his name, and he says that this is considered by many of his fans to be the weakest of his books.
I can see that because I don't. If I even say too much right now, I'll be saying too much about the movie. But I heard a lot of things that we complained about. At least the things that I saw as being kind of silly, they made sense in the book. But nevertheless, I did have a lot of fun with the film. I still want to see it again.
Yeah, I do too. Because when you get to all my I was having all these problems as I was watching. I was like, that's just dumb. That doesn't make any sense. Why would that happen? Nobody would ever do that. But then when it gets to the end, you're like, oh, well, now I have to go back and rethink everything that happened in this film in the context of what I know now. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, okay, well, I guess all that stuff really does make sense in that context. But even so, you've got to buy that would happen at all.
Yeah,
The
that's
twist.
the thing. Yeah, and I didn't, and I thought it was kind of silly. But hey, but it's still. I tell you what, that movie still had me feeling crazy. I felt like I was losing my mind at the end. I mean, that's a good thing because that's what you're supposed to be, sort of like. What's Leonardo DiCaprio in the movie where you feel like I don't know what's real anymore. I don't know if I'm losing my mind myself, and I'm like, shit, this motherfucker's driving me crazy right now watching this. So
It's funny. I was talking with some people about the score specifically, right? Because the score is really bombastic. It's like old school Alfred Hitchcock stuff.
I love that though about the movie.
Yeah, no, I do too. I think it was great, but it was funny that it was reminding me like in Cape Fear was the same way. It was very extreme, very exaggerated, but it fit what he was doing with it. Like everything was. There's like lightning crashing outside, and everything's real gothic and creepy looking. But it's funny because the point of the movie where things change, all of a sudden the music isn't there anymore. And everything isn't gothic looking really anymore. Everything kind of changes, the whole outlook of it. And I was like, wow, like all that stuff was part of the whole twist. Like even the look of the film was kind of part of that twist.
Yeah, I'm really liking that movie more and more I think about it. There's only a few things those things that I thought were kind of ridiculous or minor, but I really like that movie. I think I want to own it on Blu-ray when it comes out. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, man, I really did enjoy that film. So anyway, let's go to number 2. You want to sing that?
Is it 2? Oh yeah, I guess it is 2. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. You didn't sing number 4 or 3, so you got to make up for it here, man.
Oh, you want me to sing again?
Yeah.
How about a number 2? A number 2 for the win. Coy, what is it?
See, I knew you were going to sing it like that. Because there's 2 ways you sing things. You got that falsetto, you're like, and then you got that you got Tom Waits for so I knew it was gonna be one or the other. So we got it all covered now. You don't have to worry about number 1 because I know your range is done. But this is where we get into the new entries for the week. We're going to start here with Brooklyn's Finest, which made $80 million this weekend.
Which just goes to show you that people apparently don't listen to the critics, because we were some of the only critics who did really like that film.
Actually, that movie didn't make $80 million. I know people are like, what the fuck? No, it made $13.5 million this weekend.
I was going to say, that was a little much. Because I know what the other one is. I was like, there's just not that many people.
Yeah, they either go to one or the other. Yeah, the new entry by Anton Fuqua, which had a pretty big cast of names. They brought some people back who we thought were still in jail. They brought some Wesley Snipes out. I think they bailed Wesley Snipes out just to be in this movie. I think they sprung him out from jail.
I still kind of resent all that. I'm just like, I appreciate he was in there because of the IRS and they want to get their money one way or the other. But they wouldn't do that shit for you or me. That just drives me up the wall.
No, our ass would be under the jail right now. even we paid this shit. They're like, you know what? That's interest. Your ass staying in jail right now. Stay in there. In fact, we're going to put this big old dude in here to fuck the shit out of you every night. That'll teach you. But no, it's, they had a lot of good people in the movie. They had Don Cheadle, they had Richard Gere, and they had my favorite guy in the movie, Ethan Hawke, who I thought did a great performance. Now, your girl Mary was telling me that Rolling Stone gave this movie a 0. I don't know what their star rating is like. I think it's a star rating. They either go to 4 or 5. They gave it a 0. Now, I can understand the complaints with the film because I was the one that liked it the least out of you guys. I gave it a very low matinee, and you guys said full price. And the reason why I gave it a very low matinee because I just thought it was full of cliches, and I just thought it was narratively very weak. But there were some things in there that stood out to me, like the performances. All the performances in this were good. They had some scenes that were very edgy. Are very tense. And for somebody to come in and say that this gets nothing, that's a movie that's totally devoid of any quality at all to give it a 0. That's not this film.
Yeah, what are they pissed off about? I don't understand what there is here that's really causing some people to quite literally get mad when they're talking about it. I'm like, okay, well, I can understand maybe if you're really sensitive to violence, but that's not what's happening. It's like they're so pissed that it, like, in any way uses, like, some commonly used themes of this type of genre, like, that are even there, that they, like, condemn the whole film just based on that alone.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't even argue with somebody that said, I give this about 2 stars, 1.5. I can understand that. I said, I like the movie better than that. I'll defend the movie to people who say, yeah, this one burst with it. Like, nah, it's not. There's some things in there that work. Maybe not as a whole. But yeah, to say, like, this movie is totally void of anything good at all? Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Fuck those people.
Yeah, those people know what the fuck they talking about. Rolling Stone. I'm flying out there tomorrow and beat the shit out of Peter Travers, who reviewed that movie. The fuck is
it's going to be too dark for some people, and I get that too. Like, people who just don't like films that are just relentlessly dark. But I like films that are relentlessly dark, so maybe that's part of why I liked it as much as I did.
Yeah. The movie ends darker originally than what we saw on the screen. Shit, I mean, people would have been going nuts if they seen the original ending. But I see, that's how much I like the movie. You guys said that was too much, and I even liked that. I was like, wow, that made more sense to me that they did it that way. But anyway, I don't know. We like the movie. We still say it's an all right film. You guys think it's very good. I thought it was good, and those people who are saying that this is a bad movie, that's the film that you know how it is. There's a movie that comes out, about 2 or 3 movies every year that nobody else likes and we like.
Yeah, and this is going to be that movie apparently for this year for us.
Yeah. Sorry.
And usually there's that one that everybody else likes and we don't like. So that one's still coming.
We're just being difficult. So let's get to the number 1 movie this week, rising up from what we thought was going to be a movie that was going to obscurity, is Percy Jackson and the Olympians. It came back up to be number 1.
Wow.
A lot of people actually are catching on to this. It's turned out to be the Harry Potter series that they wanted it to be. It has grossed $116 million this weekend. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Alice in Wonderland that's done that.
I was going to say, I could have sworn it was Alice in Wonderland. I was like, Percy Jackson? Really? It's like, God damn, man, what did I miss here? I mean, it was all right, but Jesus.
No, Percy Jackson is actually number 7, and I don't think it's even gotten close to making it what it cost. But Alice in Wonderland, on the other hand, the movie cost $200 million to make. It brought in $100 $116.3 million in just one weekend. That, to me, that's pretty incredible. I know you said you saw it coming. I didn't. I thought this movie was going to like be the upper like 70 million mark. 116 million to break 100 like million over that first weekend. I'm like, wow, that is amazing.
It had all the things going to be a license to print money. It was a Disney, more or less animated film. It was based on an absolute classic that, like, like the older generation loves and the younger generation loves. It had, what's his name? Johnny Depp in it, who, regardless how sick Leon is of him, is, anything he's in is going to make a profit, especially if he's playing an exaggerated, silly character. And it was Tim Burton, who, once again, we're the Spill folks. We're not like, we don't hate Burton. We're just not like we're not in the cult of Burton the way so many other people are. So I just thought there was no way this could fail. I mean, they knew what they were doing when they made this. I'm actually surprised that it was as good as it was. I think we gave it a matinee, I think.
Yeah, you guys gave it a matinee. I gave it a rental, but you guys gave it a matinee, yeah.
I was surprised it was even that good because why bother? They were going to make their money back no matter what. So,
yeah, it is the biggest opening of a March film and the highest grossing movie ever for a release outside of May, July, or November. And it is, people just, they find all kind of ways to set records now. But it is, Tim Burton is a guy who, as you mentioned, he has a following. He is that director now. He is a name that is as famous as, if not more, than some of the people in the movies that he puts in there. Probably except for Johnny Depp, who he consistently works with. But so he's able to sell a movie on his name alone. And when you have a property, something like Alice in Wonderland, which people are still very fascinated with. I mean, everybody loves Alice in Wonderland because it's so trippy. And that was just a winning combination between him and this property, and combined with 3D and I will say this, regardless of what I think about the movie, the special effects were amazing. So
yeah, 3D wasn't good though. 3D I didn't think was good at all.
Reminded me of something like Up, which Up is a movie that I loved, but Up was in 3D, and I felt like I forgot that I was watching this as a 3D movie after a while. Didn't really notice.
Yeah, see, I would disagree. I would think with the Up, they just didn't bother doing much stuff just to be 3D. It was like, yeah, you'd forgot you were watching because they didn't take advantage of it very much. Alice in Wonderland, they tried to do it constantly, but it was crappy 3D. It was like that stuff when it gets close to the screen, it gets all out of focus and everything. You're like, But then again, the bar has been raised so high by Avatar now for like high-end quality 3D that, I mean, they've kind of. I imagine there's a lot of studios right now putting out their mass amount of 3D films that are coming out this year and next year that are scrambling to try and fix it and make it better.
Yeah. No, Tim Burton. I mean, the guy. Look, a lot of people throw that word auteur around very loosely because they don't really understand what it means.
Don't do that with him.
What who would Tim Burton? No, I actually would say that is. I mean, a lot of people want to say auteur, and we only have a few people who are true auteurs out there. And auteur doesn't always mean great. Auteur means that people just have a signature quality about the film, or theme, or look that you look at it and you immediately notice. Or they work with a certain number of actors every time, and you immediately notice that it's their film. I would say that Quentin Tarantino right now stands out as probably one of our true auteurs, and then we have Tim Burton. I mean, maybe for a few exceptions, when you look at a Tim Burton movie, it's going to be gothic, it's going to be kind of dark, he's going to have Johnny Depp in it, it's going to be somebody in there wearing white makeup and big black lips looking crazy, and you're going to know it's Tim Burton. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So that is my argument for that.
Yeah, no, I guess I'm with you on that more or less. I don't know. He does have a distinctive thing in all his films, but the problem is it's usually the same distinctive thing. It just got boring now. I'm like, okay, I almost wish he would go back and do what he was doing in the beginning of his career when he had that wacky claymation stuff.
Yeah, I'd love to see him go back to something like not as dark. I mean, a lot of people forget Tim Burton, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. He directed that.
That's true.
Yeah,
although his best film is Ed Wood. Period.
Yes, I agree with that. Ed Wood, I mean, the only movie that he did with no color at all, no wackiness. Ed Wood was like his most dramatic, most heartfelt film. I mean, you could tell that he really loved that subject, and he really loved Bela Lugosi and Ed Wood. I mean, I think that's his most sincere film. So, but anyway, man, that is the top 5. That leaves us with only one thing, since we got only a few minutes to go. And do you know what
really?
that is? Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I do not. Are you going to give me some food?
Is that what it come down to? See, you should have came over here. You wanted to do this on Skype. I was going to feed you grapes in front of you while you did the podcast, but you didn't want to be here.
Well, I thought that's what Brett was there for.
No, Brett is feeding me grapes right now. He was going to feed them to you. Hey,
what?
Brett.
You're not going to share Brett with me?
Brett, you're slow. So good.
Sorry.
Bring me my champagne, boy.
That's it. I'm going to call Diane right now, get her to come over here and feed me some grapes.
Now, let's see what we got here. That means it's time for some email. If you were okay with doing that.
Absolutely. I want to hear what the viewers have to say.
I'm looking at this Academy Award podcast that we did earlier today, the live broadcast, the live Academy Award viewing party that we did.
Are they still faking being us? That's what they were doing earlier. They was like, I went on there and there was somebody pretending to be Leon, and we both know Leon is asleep.
Yeah. There's still tons of people in the chat room on there talking right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because the chat broke down. I don't know what happened. The chat during the live broadcast just started banning people. I don't know what that means. It just told people you're banned. I mean, it banned me.
Yeah.
I came back and this shit said, you a banned too, motherfucker. I don't care if you running this shit or not. I was like, ban me, motherfucker. Wait, so I went over there and stole a chat room from the League Lounge. It's funny because it looks like some little kid shit. It's got a rocket ship on it.
I saw that.
I think I'm just going to leave it like that. I like that. People don't seem to mind. So, but let's go ahead and, there's still a ton of people in there.
Yeah, they know you're there now too because you got the little gold icon next to your name. That's the whole. Really?
Oh man, yeah. Somebody already is like, "What's up, Corey?" So let's see. Let's go ahead and get into some email here. See what we got going. It's pulling up right now. Excuse the delay.
Certainly. It's quite all right. I will say, guys, next time there's a problem with getting banned from like the chat like this. Seriously, and check and make sure there aren't 13 pages of people saying, "Hey, I'm banned," before you write, "Hey, I'm banned."
Yeah, I know. Hey, what's up, man? Why'd you ban me? I was like, I didn't ban you. Shit. All right, we have our first email from John. Now, I'm just picking up some of these. I usually Carlisle likes to get his tweets and read them, or I'll go through and try to pick out some emails ahead of time. I didn't have time to do that tonight because, as you know, we were doing a 4-hour live show earlier.
Indeed.
All right. Let's see. So the word is
What does John have to say?
John has this to say. He says the word is that they have started pre-production on a Jerry Garcia biopic. Yeah, of course, Jerry Garcia being the lead of the Grateful Dead. He chopped off the tip of his pinky, and that guy still kept playing guitar. Did you know that?
I did know that.
He was chopping.
I've actually seen the Grateful Dead like 13, 14 times.
Really?
Yep.
You have?
Never paid for it once.
Well, did anybody pay for their shows? I thought they were too high to even I thought he just set up in a field and a bunch of high hippies would just come out of nowhere, just come out of bushes and shit, and just start forming a concert.
I think back in the day, yeah, and maybe if you're tripping hard enough, that's what it seemed like. But yeah. I'm not even a Grateful Dead fan, but I would go to the parking lot. Seriously, people would go just to go to the parking lot because it was like the 60s equivalent of a Renaissance festival. Really, it really was. I mean, you walk around, everyone's dressed in full period costume. They're like doing crafts. They're dancing around. Girls are like taking their clothes off, being naked.
Damn.
I mean, none of this is even mildly exaggerated. And there's just drugs everywhere, but like the innocuous hippie drugs.
You sure that wasn't a party at your house?
No, it was that too.
The Grateful Dead was just playing on the radio when that shit was happening.
They might have shown up at one of my parties. Who knows? Some of them got a little out of hand.
Yeah.
But you walk around, and every once in a while, someone would just go, "Hey, man, do you want a ticket?" Be like, "Sure, why not?" So, yeah.
Here you go. Yeah, I think the closest thing I've gotten to seeing the Grateful Dead is a pint of Cherry Garcia Ben and Jerry's ice cream. So, let's see. But they say Anyway, do you think that it could work? And if so, who should play him? I don't know about who should play him, but if done right, I think it could be an interesting insight to his life as well as the Woodstock hippie counterculture. Yeah, you know what? I do think they should make a movie about him. There are several people that I think from that period I would love to see movies about. Jerry Garcia is one. Janis Joplin, which I hear they're doing with what's her name that was in 500 Days of Summer.
Really?
Yeah, that's the last thing I heard.
Now?
Yeah, Zoe Deschanel. I heard that they're making a Janis Joplin movie with her.
Okay, well, first off, Janis, as talented as she was, no one would make the argument that she was even mildly a pretty woman, because she was not at all. She was not a good-looking lady.
I heard she could fuck the hell out of you, though. You know, a lot of people getting in line and have.
Yeah, well, dude, look at Mick Jagger, what's his name, Steve Tyler, ugly people.
Yeah, if you're famous, whether you be a man or a woman, and you're a rock star and you got a lot of money, there's somebody in line who will have sex with you.
Yeah, this is true.
Shit, I think women will line up to fuck Benji the dog, Spuds McKenzie and shit. They were famous, but
that dog will hunt.
Right up your ass. But no, so I think Jimi Hendrix is the other one that I want to see. They had something that was on Showtime or something that was made, and I heard it wasn't that good, but I would love to see movies made about all those people. For some reason, I wouldn't dare say that they should get him to play the role of Jerry Garcia, but this is what keeps coming to my mind when I think about who kind of looks like him with a beard and a lot of hair and whatnot. I think Artie Lang looks kind of like Artie. I'm not saying he should play him at all. For some reason, I see Artie Lang growing a beard, growing a lot of hair, and looking like Jerry Garcia. I don't know why.
Shit, I don't know either. At this point, why not just have Robert De Niro do it? He's used to putting on a lot of weight.
I would actually like to see that. I think you can do that.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Who would you pick as Jerry Garcia?
I wouldn't. Jerry Garcia's life wasn't all that interesting, actually.
He chopped off his finger.
I don't know. There's so many more interesting people to do stories about in the 60s. It's just that the Dead has such a serious, hardcore, ridiculous cult following who just lap up anything about them that I'm honestly shocked there hasn't been a movie about him yet. But if they were going to do one, I would do it like where it was just kind of about the Grateful Dead, not really so much as like specifically Jerry Garcia.
Yeah, I don't know. I tell you what, I would like to know more about Jerry Garcia. See, you probably know more about him than I do. The reason why I would like to see a Jerry Garcia movie is because there's a lot of, he went through so many. A lot of people don't realize how he looked before he got started. I mean, that young Jerry Garcia looks a lot different than the older Jerry Garcia. He was a little cleaner. I even saw a movie where, it was a documentary about some hippie concert that happened, and Jerry Garcia was out in the audience watching it, and he was out there laughing at Sha Na Na. Because Sha Na Na played, and they were like, who the fuck are these guys? And it was so funny looking at Jerry Garcia just laughing at it and still having a good time. So I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing one, but like I said, maybe it wouldn't be that good. You know more about him than I do.
Yeah, if you were going to do 60s icons, I wouldn't even go with musicians at this point. For one thing, because, come on, man, that's so played out right now. But the other thing is there's great people who did really crazy, fucked up shit that stories need to be told, like Allen Ginsberg and Ken Kesey. I mean, two writers who were just like really wacky experiences back then. And why someone hasn't done a straight up, rather than like an interpretive work of one of his works, bio movie of Hunter Thompson. I mean, Jesus Christ, that is going to be a fucked up movie.
Didn't they already do that?
Yeah, they had Where the Buffalo Roam.
Didn't Johnny Depp play Hunter S. Thompson?
Yeah, but that was an interpretation of his work.
Yeah,
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas,
yeah.
Which was, at least half imagined.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see. All right, man. You know what? We have an email here from Chris McBride.
Hello, Chris McBride.
He says, are there any trilogies that y'all have enjoyed. He said that actually, y'all have
Oh, he's
enjoyed.
from Texas.
But know that it could have been better if it were to add additional scenes, alter plot points, and or added more character development to it. He gives us his example. He says, "My choice is the classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trilogy." That was a trilogy because there are deleted scenes that have yet to be released to the public. Yeah, like more Vanilla Ice, right? Go Turtles, go Turtles, go! Look at Brett Breslin been dancing. Look, he's got that movie. Go Turtles, go! Because y'all from the Straits. But yeah,
he lost me when he put the words "classic" together with the phrase "Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle" films. I said, really? Classic? Okay.
I actually really do like that first movie. I thought that first movie was pretty cool. Yeah, I thought it was great. Yeah, for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. That's the one where they had like we first had seen the turtles being done by Jim Henson's Creature Shop, and I don't know. I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah, the rest of them couldn't kiss my ass, but I don't know, man. I'm sure you got.
You're more forgiving of puppet stuff, I think. I'm gonna say that. I'm just gonna throw that out there and say it's possible that maybe that was like a little. You know what? I give it an extra 1.5 stars just because they got Muppets in it.
That sounds so nasty. You're more forgiving of puppet stuff.
I think that's true, though.
You think so? You think I like puppets that much that I like give movies somewhat of a pass if they got cool puppets in it?
I'm not criticizing you for it. I'm just saying you got kind of a puppet thing going on.
A puppet fetish? Is that what you're trying to say?
Maybe a little bit. Sorry, that was my Robert De Niro's Jerry Garcia asking for some when someone asked him if he wanted to smoke some pot. A little bit.
Who was that?
I don't know. It's Robert De Niro. You know I can't do impressions.
So what's the trilogy that you think could work if it had a little more character development or some added scenes to it?
The original Star Wars trilogy, because Return of the Jedi just feels like they're not even the same characters anymore. I mean, I don't hate it, but its whole tone changes so drastically without any this makes sense anymore from Empire. The characters make decisions that don't really make sense in the context of what we've seen before. Han Solo has changed from a lovable rogue to nothing but comedic relief. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It really needed to be more than anything. It just needed to be re-edited. But yeah, I don't know if deleted scenes would have saved it or made it even worse. I can't think of anything else other than that. I mean, God knows my favorite trilogy is The Lord of the Rings, but we don't need any more scenes. Seriously.
If you want to improve that, cut some shit out.
Yeah. They probably could have lost 30 minutes or so from Return of the Jedi, from whatever the hell it's called, the last one with the king,
Yeah, I don't know what else to say, about movies that have disappointed me with their trilogies, because the two movies to follow are movies that won't be helped by adding a scene or cutting a scene or trying to add more character development. The stories themselves need to be changed. Like I think of something like The Matrix. I mean, I don't know what you could save that movie with other than rewriting a script,
No extra scenes would have saved those. It was just the problem. The script it was like the brothers misinterpreted completely what people liked about the first film and just absorbed themselves in all the stuff that was yeah, that was interesting, but that was a detail. You made it the main thing,
Yeah, that's true. I think something like Beyond Thunderdome. I just saw that not too long ago. Yeah, because the first movie, it was a series that progressed, and then I don't know, it felt like that there was something missing from the third movie, Beyond Thunderdome, and I hear that it was originally a longer film. Now I'm not sure. Please don't quote me on that, but I heard that that movie's just kind of a victim of editing, and it's still considered a fun film.
I like it a lot. I really do. I mean, it's just, I understand Road Warrior is like one of the great all-time greats, and after that, it can be kind of a letdown. But when I saw it, when it came out, it was years and years and years after the Road Warrior. Yeah. There was a big break between those two films, and I was like, you know what? I was just happy to get another film in that series, and it certainly isn't a bad movie. I mean, yeah, who wants little kids with in a violent action film? That's lame, but I don't know. I mean, they didn't overgo that way, and there's so much iconic classic shit that came out of Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Two men enter, one
Ye-
man leave.
Oh yeah, there's tons of that, man. Yeah, I forgot. Who runs Border Town or whatever it is, Master Blaster. Uh,
Yeah,
but a lot of people. I gotta say this right now because a lot of people are gonna like. Because it never fails when the Matrix is mentioned. A lot of people say that it was a black woman who wrote the Matrix trilogy, and that the brothers ripped her off, and the woman sued them and actually won, and they had to pay her, and that is not true. I keep telling people this. That is not true at all. There was a woman who did claim to have written the Matrix and sued the brothers, what the Wachowski brothers, and took them to court. And she, I think that something happened where she didn't win, and she was threatening to countersue, and not countersue, but try to take them to court again, and
yeah, an appeal.
yeah. I'm sorry, yeah, she's going to do an appeal, and that never happened. So yeah, that story is totally not true. You
Yeah,
know
there
what?
are crazy people who, anytime a movie makes like any amount that's a remarkable amount of money, somebody comes out of the woodwork claiming that, oh, I wrote it first, every single time without fail.
Yeah, yes, never fails, never fails, and
You can't take that shit seriously.
no, and you know what, man? I'm gonna keep saying this and saying this and saying this. With all the reboots that they are doing, I would love to see, absolutely love to see, a reboot of the of episode 1, 2, and 3, Star Wars episode 1, 2, and 3. Love to see a reboot of that.
Of the prequels.
The prequels, yes,
As long as George Lucas had absolutely nothing to do with it, I'm all for it.
yes. Same here. I would love to see that movie be remade, and I would love to see it done
Because
with
he
a
has
completely different
been
script.
the guy who made Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back has been replaced with a lizard alien or something wearing his skin. It is not the same person.
We did a review where you said I had some sort of lizard person fetish, and you sound I've kind of warned you a little bit.
Maybe so.
Let me see what we got here. Let's see what time it is. You know what?
Got
We're
another
good,
email?
man. You know what? We're good. We're good. It's about that time. We're up late. We've read a lot of email. Gave
Yeah,
people a lot of entertainment.
I am wore out. I tell you what. I mean, I was making fun of you being drunk during the thing, but I'll be honest. Grant showed up with like a Ozaka water bottle filled with tequila, and it was gone by the end of just the daytime part of the Staple Festival.
Boy,
so
you guys, you league guys, you bathe in that shit. You bathe in alcohol when it comes around. You just
Well,
don't even drink it anymore. You soak in it. You sit up there with your feet and hands soaking in alcohol when people walk up.
that's the only way to kill the BO.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Kill that crust between your toes and all that kind of shit. Okay, all right. Kill the fungi on your nails. I got you. I
Yeah.
try that myself. Yeah, y'all like brush your teeth with fucking tequila, man. You use that shit for mouthwash.
Gives you fresh breath and kills germs.
It fucks your liver up too. But
Well,
yeah, fresh breath, bad liver.
I'm actually my appendix is doubling as a second liver right now. So
You're like, people aren't smelling my liver, okay? They're smelling my breath. What do you think is important?
Yeah.
So, all right, man. You know what? Let's get on out of here. Let's get on.
Are we out?
Here.
Is that it? We're
That's
gonna.
it.
Damn. I almost feel sad because I've been recording all goddamn day.
I know, man. It's like, what are we gonna do? We're not talking to each other now. We're gonna feel all lost and everything. I wonder what.
I've been hearing your voice coming out of the walls all day. I'm gonna like hear it, just like be like, what, Corey, what?
Yeah, you and I are gonna be like sitting in bed holding our pillows somewhere out there.
I think it's very more like The Sixth Sense, except instead of seeing dead people, I see Corey everywhere. Only he doesn't know he's not here. Or something,
Yeah, in the middle of the night, I'm not gonna be able to sleep. I'm just gonna call you up. Hey, Cyrus, what you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
What? What you thinking about?
Yeah. Oh, nothing. I just couldn't sleep. I was thinking about you. But anyway, man. All right. As hard as it's going to be for us to be away from each other, we have got to try for our own sanity. So you know what? That's what you say. It's too late for me. So, all right. I'm going to say goodnight. Say goodnight, Cyrus.
Good night, Cyrus.
I knew you're going to do that. Good night, y'all.